Welcome to Intercourt Podcast, where law meets real life and sometimes internet drama. I'm your host, Jin, and today we're peeling back the legal layers behind one of the most talked about stories on Vietnamese social media. A dramatic breakup, public drama, over 1 million livestream views, and ChatGPT caught in the crossfire. This viral saga of a streamer and 8 exes feels like a Netflix show. But amidst all the chaos lies a real legal question. Can posting private messages from your ex get you in trouble? Absolutely. We're here to explore what's legal, what's risky, and how to share your truth without ending up in court. Whether you love music, enjoy gossip, or just wonder how far is too far when sharing your story, grab your coffee or headphones and let's dive in. Here's the juicy background. A famous streamer and a bold female rapper found themselves at the center of a viral breakup saga. She claimed it was love. He called it was just dating. Drama unfolded when she accused him of dating multiple women and being emotionally manipulative. In response, he used ChatGPT on a live stream to explain the difference between dating and loving. Then, the real chaos began. Private messages between him and several women shared online painted a different picture of his emotional detachment. The internet exploded, but the legal implications of posting private messages caught the attention of some sharp-eyed lawyers. So, is that even legal? Under Vietnamese law, particularly Article 38 of the 2015 Civil Code and Decree Number 13 in 2023 of the Government on Personal Data Protection, private messages are legally considered personal information, even if you're one of the people in the conversation. And here's the key part. Just because you're in the chat doesn't mean you can share it publicly without permission. Consent from all parties involved is required. So yes, you can screenshot the chat for your own reference, but once you post it online, send it to others, or let it circulate, you could be violating someone's privacy rights. And what about the people who received the screenshot and spread it further? Well, they're not off the hook either. Sharing private messages, even if you weren't part of the original conversation, can still be a violation under the law. Think of it this way. If it wasn't your story to tell, it probably isn't yours to repost either. So what happens if you post private messages online without the other person's consent? Well, whether you're the one in the conversation, the ex being exposed, or just the random friend who received the screenshots and thought, oh my god, I have to send this to my group chat, the law sees you. Under Decree Number 15 in 2020 of the Government, posting or sharing personal information like private messages without consent can land you with an administrative fine of up to 20 million Vietnamese dong. That's around $800. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter if you're the one who took the screenshot or just someone who forwarded it. Once you hit the share button, you're legally involved. And definitely no, the fine doesn't go to your ex. It goes to the state treasury. No refund for heartbreak, I'm sorry. If a post causes serious harm, like public humiliation or emotional distress, the harmed person can sue for a public apology or claim financial compensation. And if things go too far, for example, if the messages were fake, edited, or spread with malicious intent, you could even face criminal charges for defamation or invasion of privacy. Bottom line, whether you're the sender, the leaker, or just the messenger, you're still responsible. So, before you share that tea, ask yourself, is this worth 20 million Vietnamese dongs and a court date? But what if I just post fake rants? Yes, the good old not naming names tactic. Even if you don't post screenshots, but make a public rant clearly aimed at someone and it causes damage, you can still be held liable if the public reasonably identifies who you are talking about. Here are the final thoughts. Love fades, but the law doesn't. Breakups are tough, and emotions run deep. It's natural to feel like silence could let someone else shape the narrative of your story. Speaking up can be empowering, even healing. But here's the crucial part. When you decide to speak out, do it thoughtfully, not recklessly. A smart, measured voice carries your truth further than words born from anger, and it avoids landing you in situations you never intended, like legal trouble. So yes, tell your story. Just be mindful of how and where you do it. Sometimes, clarity speaks louder than chaos. Vietnamese law protects your freedom of expression, but it also protects the privacy and dignity of others. So, the moment your story includes identifiable details, screenshots, or full-blown accusations, you're walking into risky territory. Instead, try this. Share your emotions, tell your perspective, talk about what happened, without saying exactly who did it. If you need to defend yourself, stick to the facts. No exaggeration, skip screenshots, and avoid any sarcastic undertones targeting your ex. Because your right to tell the truth doesn't matter, but so does telling it in a way that won't land you in court. Take the latest track, Sự nghiệp chú, an explosive mix of heartbreak, betrayal, and frustration wrapped in a diss track anthem. It trended like wildfire before getting age-restricted and tumbling, much like your ex's loyalty. Legally, no names, no receipts, just metaphors, vibes, and a hint of emotional damage, vague enough to keep her far from the courtroom. And remember, dropping a diss track, that's art. Dropping screenshots, that's evidence, and possibly an exhibit in court. So next time you're hovering over that post button, ask yourself, am I reclaiming my voice or just creating more legal noise? That's it for today's episode of Intercore Podcast. If you've ever been tempted to post a screenshot or just love a good legal deep dive, share this episode and follow us for more real cases with real legal takeaways. This podcast episode discusses publicly available events for educational and legal commentary purposes only. It does not intend to defame, judge, or harm any individual or entity mentioned. If you enjoy the legal tea, hit subscribe. And remember, heartbreak isn't a crime, but posting your ex's DMs might be.